All right, so this lecture is kind of like I'm going on relationships again, but spirituality and relationships kind of break down kind of the same way. But I'm talking about things that are naturalist and real, and then we're so much of us is so much TV, so much social media, so much thing we think the illusion is real, but all this is an illusion. So that's where there's breakdowns of relationships or what not to be, or fall in love with the idea of what you think love is not. And again, it's all based on an illusion. So I'm gonna break this down to make this a little easier for people when they know, okay, when you should be fighting for a relationship and when you shouldn't. And I started kind of this post with someone I reposted yesterday, or a couple days ago, which was pretty much true. Like, people are leaving real relationships that could really develop something because you know, they're looking at an illusion. They're looking at, okay, they're on Instagram post, or this was a Valentine's Day, or this, or they're looking like a bunch of bullshit that just could be a capture anything. I could smile in a picture and be completely unhappy. So you're basing what you think it should be against an illusion. So I'm gonna break down what can help you know when to go and continue with the relationship and when not to, and when to fold, and when this person is bullshit. So first, this is where we have a lot of issues. Like, I'm not saying just date someone completely ugly or unattractive or stuff like that, but I'm going to be strict on it. Sometimes people just say friends. I feel like if that's not your best friend, you shouldn't be dating them. Period. If y'all haven't developed, because you're just not going to do your best friend any kind of way. And when y'all best friends and know each other, like, you'll know, okay, when to fold and when to not, because y'all know each other. Y'all like best friends. So I'll give a prime example. When I first got here, me and my best friend, we went to dinner like the first time we seen each other in years, and we argued like the whole damn dinner. But that's still my best friend. So like, and then the dinner wasn't even that good. But like, what's your best friend, and what you will and what you will not deal with. But at the end of the day, my best friend is going to tell me the truth. They're going to tell me when I'm with a bullshit ass person. They're going to tell, and they're just not going to do you any kind of way or allow you to be done any kind of way. So being the best friend, that would eliminate, if y'all would slow down before you like jump and sleep with someone or jump into a relationship, just that would eliminate a lot of the problems, because you're not going to do someone you close and you generally love and generally care about any kind of way. You're not going to be manipulating them. You're not going to be so a lot of these problems that y'all have just from the beginning be just because you just want to be in a relationship so bad, and like you haven't took the time to develop uh a friendship or a true foundation with a person. So that's one thing. Number two, when I talk about like working hard enough, like y'all let your family do anything to you, or y'all also, like, for example, your family can, like, kill your dog and take your job or something. It's like, oh, that's still family at the end of the day. Like, well, work harder for the relationship. Same thing. You could hate your job, a piece of shit job. You got a broke leg, I know you got like bills and stuff that you have to pay, but you'll work hard to go to the job that you don't even like. And like I said, with the end of the day, money and all this stuff is an illusion. Like, yes, you need it to devil in this matrix, but when things say, what if the job forecloses or something, what if this economy or this fake dollar, the entire thing, realizing and be like, okay, we have a new dollar, that shit is not shit. And if you're with someone who just looks good on paper, they're not going to be able to have a foundation to help you when you need like that extra help or that connection that you would have if you just was with someone for who they are, not because, okay, they got a good job and this and this and that and how they look on paper. So that's one thing. And another thing I want to talk about too, because like I said, we're so excited about an illusion. You're looking at stuff what you think is good. I'm not saying be with someone like done cheated 1,000 times or done so. Like, again, if you went through the best friend part, like if that person is really your close friend, they're just not gonna do a bunch of bullshit and manipulate it. But say if you didn't, don't get with someone who's like cheating 1,000 times, doing the same shit, or they'll change, just get back with you and be back to the same bullshit. That's the shit you need to leave alone. You need to pray to God to let it go and let that shit fucking go. Like, at the end of the day, if they really want to change, they would change with or without you in that full relationship. So that's another thing. Stop trying to change person. Like, if that person is homeless when you meet them, like, there's a possibility that, okay, they might get better, or they're talking all this ambitious stuff. But if you can't love them as a homeless person not changing, then that's another thing. You people try to change people. Don't get in there. Get in there and be like, okay, if this person was homeless forever, blah, blah, just as they are, I could be with them. Then that's it. That's another thing. So that on both sides, that can help alleviate all the problems. Them as they are, no changing, even though they might have the potential to change. That's fine. So another thing I'm going to talk about with illusion, I'm talking about one of my best relationships I was in one of the best relationships, like both one were an official relationship and one where we were just dating. Like I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with putting like lovey-dovey posts and things on like social media and stuff like that. But in two of my best relationships, one where I was just talking and we weren't in like a formal relationship, and one where I was one where we're in like a formal, like okay, we gave each other a title. Half the time, I was so enjoying the moment and into that person, I wasn't really even posting like on social media. I might do stuff like afterwards because I like look back at the picture stuff, but I was so into that person and into that moment. So look at that too. So that lets you know too that that's an illusion. If someone's like over posting or overdoing, and you could just tell like if it's just not natural in an energy, that's the stuff, and you're comparing yourself to something that's not real. Like it's pretty much illusion. Like half the like with the person I was just talking to at one point, there's a point where I didn't even want her like putting my shit on there. It's like, oh okay, they're gonna call you. Like there's times that we like would turn our fucking phone off because I just be so intimate. I don't want to be aggravated. I don't want to be bothered. So everybody does stuff like differently, and I'm not saying that people that post, like I said, everyone is thinking it's either this or that. If someone does this, there's unique for each person. That's why I say you should be best friends and friends. You are a unique individual, and so is that person a unique individual. So stop comparing your relationship to what you think this is standard. Because a great relationship could be someone whom they have a relationship, but they have an open relationship with multiple partners. They might be together 30, 40 years because that works for them too. So stop putting yourself in the box. Look at yourself and your person. And to me, this is the major thing for me. My key, if they're growing me, am I a better person since I've been with that person? Then that's a winner. If I'm talking not just like financially, like I said, get out of the like illusion. Am I better spiritually? Am I a better person? Do I have a better outlook on life? Is the world, if am I made, has my life been changed in a positive way because of this person? Okay, then that's the one, or that's somebody that is worth trying for. At least that's somebody that's worth trying for. So like I said, go back to nature. You'll know when it's right. If you, first of all, if you stop skipping so many steps and you develop a full friendship with that person, that would cut off 50% of your issues right there. And then think about the way nature does stuff. Like I did a lecture about this a long time ago. A mama dove or a mama deer went out to get her kids some food. Her foot got stuck in a trap. She had to bite her entire foot off just to get out the trap. But she went and got her kids food. But she wasn't thinking about, oh man, like if that had been a human, they'd be like, oh man, they'd be blaming their kids, or they'd be blaming her, they'd be putting up pickup signs. She let the foot go, went got her kids food, went back to happily smiling with her other like dear fam and stuff like that. And sometimes you have to think about that. It might not always be positive and stuff like that. Everything might not always be smooth, but it doesn't mean that you don't love the person and that you don't make sacrifices, that you don't do certain things because it didn't go in this way that you supposedly pictured it. So a lot of us get stuck on the wrong things and are absent of the real things. The real thing is love. Yeah, it sucks that the poachers were there and all this other stuff, but the reality is between that mother and those children, or those baby cubs, however they would say it in like animal terms or mammal terms, but there is like real love in between there. So if you have that real energy in between there, no matter, that's why you should be with a life soul partner anyway. That's one of again, like we're confused. One of the major, when you're going through like major stuff, like someone who can help you alleviate or help you with that load or help you brighten up the world. Again, we're missing the connection, like of just like beyond just ourselves. Like they should be looking at you for an example of light, and if they're looking at that, means something is better since that person entered life, and then they look at you for an example. Because like I said, everything that everyone else is watching, especially like the young, it's an illusion. They're looking at computers, they're looking at social media, and a lot of that stuff is an illusion. It's just the same thing. You're throwing consumerism and money has nothing to do with anything. I can even talk about like how De Beers, how the diamond, how they attach love to the diamond, which is just pretty much just a rock. So like love is what the energy, or however you want to say, energy buys, blah blah, all these words, but that feeling, that's what's real. And like I said, when you take time and you slow down and you get rid of all this other bullshit, you'll know what's real. So just move with that. And then like I said, if you try and don't work out, that's fine. But like I said, if you would have went through the steps, okay, at least with trying with that person, your life was better, whether y'all could fully work it out or not. But I think most people should try harder at that, as something that's real, and not just okay something financially good or looks good on paper or looks good on social media. Because I said something that's real, because there's people that truly love each other that never been in a fully relationship. There've been people married, and there's also people that are married in a relationship or love, or in a relationship that don't even love each other. So you can't look at a title or look at what seems to be like it's real. Like real knows real. It's just, you just feel it. Like, I mean, whether Drake wrote it or not, that's what's true. You feel when it's real. It doesn't need to be extra. It doesn't need to overcompensate for something. It's just natural when it's real. So that's my spiel. I think people should try fight a little harder and like black out everybody else. Like if you have to slow down, write down a list of good and bad, and look to if his life has been better since you've been with that person. Has your personality grown? Has your spirituality grown? Have you evolved since you've been with that person? Has your life been happier since you've been with that person? That's what you should look at. And talking about just from you and that person, not from you and what your parents think you should be doing, you and what you see on social media, you and whatever other fake couple. Like I said, like social media is just the fucking highlight reel. Like it's just like, oh, the goods. Like people don't even put what they don't put when they get fired from a job. You see, oh, a new job, blah blah. So you give a prime example. You looking at someone's fucking highlights. You don't see, like, it could even say they are in a good relationship right now. They might not see all 10 bad relationships they're in. They might be in a wonderful relationship. So there's so much that some people will show and not show. So like in reality, you don't even know what the hell you're looking at. So just look at yourself and look at the person who get, like, look at yourself first, so you know what you deserve and what you need and what you require and what you will put up with. Then go beyond and then look at them, look at friendship, and look at, okay, has it evolved? Am I better? Since when are we making something better? Then that's worth working at. So yeah, again, work a little hard. Stop watching everybody else. That's it. Namaste. My soul admires your soul. Stop watching TV so much. Stop doing so much social media. I always say this: plant your feet. Drink plenty of water, alkaline water, Evian if you can. This is not Evian. If you can't do Evian, that's fine. Put some lemon in it. Organic. Do it overnight. If, like I said, for places, if you're in Tampa, Florida, there's Hillsboro. They go straight from the farm. There's no more organic than straight from the farm. Go down East Hillsboro. If you got a little bit more money, Trader Joe's, Publix, get an organic lemon. Put it in some 25-cent water. Let it sit overnight and be alkaline 8 plus or pH 9 or whatever, and then it'll be good for you and good for your soul. You want to live an alkaline life and not acidic. Anyway, and that's purple. And again, that's when we talk about the color spectrum, that's the highest frequency, and that's same thing with opening your eyes for spirituality. So that's it. Peace, love, and blessings. Try harder at the real. Stop trying so hard at the fake, because yeah, it's nice to have money to do stuff what you need to do, but when you're dead, like 90% of people say, I wish I would have done something better or done what I like, not just. And sometimes you can work so hard making much money, you can't even really enjoy it too. So, but again, I'm not downing money. Money is just a tool. Like I said, but it's not reality, because it's just a mindset. Like if you have abundance, if you have a mindset that's full of abundance and joy, you will attract like money and attract abundance. If you have a mindset of mentally everything. This is a mental plane, and people are stuck on this material. This is the out. This is what happens after the mentalist thinks. So you're stuck on the effects, but you don't know how to creation. So creation level is all in the mental plane. You want to create money, then you think money, you think abundance, and then it'll come. But don't be. It's all. Again, that's just the outcome of which is true, which is real, which is your mind, which is your mental, which is your ether. And the first mind is actually the heart. So that's why I talk about love and stuff like that. We've moved from these different places, but the heart and the connection, and this is the truth. This is the true mind first. So that's when you developing like the unity consciousness and stuff like that. But spirit science, check that out. The way the world started, I'll let you go. But that's why I'm saying I'm always going to be saying fight for harder for love, but like what true is. Because again, like I said, we have this illusion where you think more material or more mass, or the person bought this much for Valentine's Day, that means love. Like, no, completely full of shit. Not saying that if you got Valentine's Day stuff or like that person bad, or but I'm saying that's not. The bigger is not the equivalence, because at the end of the day, if they're broke and they're homeless, doesn't mean they love you any less. They could love you more. Or somebody who has $100,000 in the bank, they give you 20. and you look at him like he doing like hot shit, but somebody who only has $20 gives you half your stuff, that person can love you a lot more, but they give you half their money. So that's a different. See, you get what I'm saying? Like you can't think that way because there's just so much more than just what it seems or what catches the eye. So long story short, fight for a little bit red, more red, a little less green. All right, peace, love, happiness.